I want it to be clear that I have like a lot going on at the moment. Have you read my artist CV? It's about 15 pages long now, and I'm only 30. Can you imagine what you'll have done by my age? Have you thought that far ahead about your life? No. I didn't think so. I want it to be clear that without you, I'll be fine. I was grocery shopping the other day, and a radical lesbian vegan from Australia hit on me, so. There's that. Plus, last night I was buying some cannoli. Well, I was buying you cannoli and me cannoli, but you didn't respond to my text about hanging out, so I ate all of the cannoli by myself. Anyway, I was buying the cannoli, and the man selling the cannoli told me I was beautiful and asked if we could hang out sometime. And I was like, thanks, but no, I'm kind of seeing someone. And he was like, no, just as friends. And I was like, yeah, just as friends. I want it to be clear to you and to everyone in this room that you're never going to be just friends with me. You might be sexy, but I am a woman and I have perfect teeth. I've never had braces. You can ask my dentist, Dr. Bayless. He's known me since I was a child. I grew up in California, so I have friends in California, which means I have access to California. And everyone from this part of the world wants to go to California, so maybe I'll take you to California, but you'll have to work for it, work really hard for California, just to be clear. I like sex and I expect my fair share. I can cook if you can clean. I have good genes and might deign to pass them on to birth and nurture 2.5 beautiful children, but only if you take care of them, because mama will be busy fulfilling her own potential, making it rain and coming home late to a tall glass of scotch and a leather armchair, because times have changed and I am your mama and your absentee father figure now, just to be clear. Oh, what's that? My job sucks and I have pennies to my name? Well, that's true. But like, you know what? I'm working on it. I have dreams. And I know that my housing situation isn't the most ideal. Like at the moment, I'm carrying a suitcase back and forth across London to avoid living with my now ex-boyfriend. But like, at least I have my own suitcase. I want it to be clear that these little hiccups on the timeline of 2022 don't define me. Just like my parents' divorce doesn't define me. And my dad's alcoholism, my mom's depression, my grandma's insanity don't define me. The big breakup of 2009 also doesn't define me, thanks to years of therapy that came after. And the death of my idol, David Bowie, also doesn't define me, though it still does make me sad sometimes. The thing about hardship and tragedy and pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, kid, because this is your home now, Oliver, and you only get this much porridge, is that it all makes you stronger. And I'm like so fucking strong now, just to be clear. I could lift a car to save a baby. I can punch an assailant on the street. I can make my voice really, really loud. I am so powerful. I once was using power tools and shot myself in the finger with a nail gun. And then I took a pair of pliers and I pulled out the nail from my finger because no one was there. I could not cry or stop to think about it. I could not drive myself to the hospital, so I pulled out the nail from my finger and it hurt like hell, and I bled all over the studio, and then I washed the wound and wrapped it in paper towels and went to a meeting, but didn't tell anyone there what had happened. Just to be clear about who you are dealing with, my name is Demi Elizabeth Answer, and I don't need you to like me. But if you did like me like I like you, I would probably do anything you asked of me ever. Just to be clear. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, we'd appreciate it if you could hit the like button, if you could hit the subscribe button, and make sure to ring that bell icon so you don't miss any updates from us in the future. If you want to go that extra mile and support us a little further, we do have a Patreon channel with loads of exclusive goodies, and you can sign up for as little as $1 a month. We appreciate your help, guys, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.